So because of that, I was just so frustrated and so upset just prior to shooting this video. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Nique Chats, my magic and mostly mentalism review show. My name is Nick Tan, and today's episode will be taking a look at Thy Will Be Done by Alexander Marsh along with the 1914. So hi guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Nique Chats. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I hope you guys are having a great day thus far. I am currently extremely frustrated because something just happened just prior to shooting this video. And I will tell you guys about what happened a little later. But as always, I just want to take a second or so to acknowledge all my subscribers out there. Thank you guys so much for your support thus far. In the past month or so, I've had the privilege of having a couple of email exchanges with a couple of you guys. Also some, Facebook message conversations with a couple of you guys as well. Just jamming mentalism and sharing ideas back and forth. So thank you guys so much for getting in touch with me and, sharing your ideas with me as well. And also, if you're not yet a subscriber to this channel, if you're here for the first time, please have a look around, check out my other videos that I've done. And if you enjoy the kind of videos that I do, please drop me a like on this video, subscribe to my channel as well so that I know that you guys are watching and you want to see more. So let's get down to today's review proper. Okay, so today we'll be taking a look at Thy Will Be Done. Now, I got this almost immediately when it first came out, and I've always wanted to do a review episode for this. And this is not a requested review, right? This is something that I actually bought myself. However, at that time, a couple more things came in, creators were sending me their products to review on this show, so I felt I had to attend to those first before doing any, personal product reviews. So, Thy Will Be Done, right? So the effect is as follows. What happens is you begin by presenting a tarot card, okay, a face-down tarot card to the spectator. You then introduce the use of three random objects, all right, being a pen, a coin, and a watch, all right? The watch can be your own, or it can be a borrowed watch as well, if you can find the correct type. So to begin with, the spectator takes the watch face down, okay, and they start to spin the stem to set the watch face to a random time, okay, and the time that is set is locked in. They click in the stem and the watch is placed face down next to the pen and the coin. Next, you then close your eyes, okay, to show that you're not looking at anything, okay, like that. And then the spectator is invited to make some random choices as to the distribution of the three objects. So at the end of the whole procedure, the spectator will have one object in their hand, you will be given one object, and one final object will be left untouched on the table. And then at the end, the tarot card is picked up, it is turned over, and it is seen that the image in the tarot card has correctly predicted the positions of all three objects. And then as a kicker, you call attention to the face of the watch that is on the tarot card, all right, in the image of the tarot card, and it is seen that the time on that clock face is 7:14. At that point, you can have the spectator turn over the real watch, and they will also see that the random time that they set the watch to is also 7:14. So before we talk about free will, all right, let's talk a little bit about Alexander Marsh. So I've always enjoyed the work of Alexander Marsh. In recent times, I think he has released quite a number of videos on Penguin Magic and with the 1914 as well. But I first got to know about him back in 2008, I think, with two of his releases. First was Hybrid Mentalism, and then there was something else called Triptych, I think. And then along the way, in like 2015, I think he had another release called Head Wired as well. At that point in time, I also managed to watch some of Alexander's performances on YouTube. And Alexander is actually the inspiration for the staging, all right, the staging of my own 2-envelope test that I've been performing in my stage show and I've done for many, many years. Now, speaking about the envelope test, all right, I bought a booklet from him, a physical booklet called the 3-Envelope Test, all right. This was back in 2010, I think. It cost me $100. Just for shooting this video, I wanted to, hold up the booklet and, show to everybody that I have it because, it is a limited edition booklet. And when I tried to look for it, just to shoot this video, I couldn't find it. Alright, I couldn't find it. I searched everywhere, all the shelves, all my magic stuff. I turned everything upside down, inside out, and I couldn't find the booklet. And if you are like me, It drives me absolutely nuts if I cannot find any of my magic or mentalism stuff. So because of that, I was just so frustrated and so upset just prior to shooting this video. But anyway, I hope it is somewhere, because thinking about it now, I would love to give it a read again. So the free will effect, alright? So if you're not familiar with the free will effect, is as per I described with Thy Will Be Done. So typically 3 objects will be involved, alright? And the spectator will be invited to make some random decisions. Now at the end of the whole procedure, the spectator will usually end up with 1 object, the performer will end up with 1 object, and the last object is usually, in a person's pocket, or it's, in a drawstring bag, or it's just placed out of play. And then at the end, some kind of a prediction is shown to have correctly predicted the positions of all 3 objects. So the original, as far as I know, is credited to Daddy Corbusier. I think he released it in the early 2000s. And along the way, there have been a couple of versions that have been released commercially. And in 2012, I wanted to put out a version of my own, alright, in a PDF, which I called Return to Free Will. Almost released it, chose not to in the end because, it didn't seem to add much to the mix, and so I decided against it. So I hardly perform close-up anymore, but if ever I were to get the chance to perform again in my capacity as a professional entertainer, and if I were to choose to perform a free will effect, I would probably perform Steve Deller's Will to Read. That is something that I really like a lot. The book test element as well, I really love to use it. But for casual performances, alright, for friends or family members, I really enjoy performing a version that was put out by Louis Laval called Prayer of the Seeker. Alright, that can be found in a release of his called Witch Doctor. So personally for me, the free will effect, in order for it to have an effect, can only be performed in one of 2 ways. So the first way is when, the performer can see everything that happens during the routine, Their vision is not impaired in any way, they're not looking away or anything like that. They're just, they can see everything that's happening. And for such routines, the 3 objects that I used tend to look identical. Alright, so it can be three billets, 3 folded up pieces of billets, it can be 3 paper balls, 3 face down playing cards, 3 poker chips. So in this kind of scenario, it won't really matter that the performer is giving you direct instructions, alright, what happens during routine, because apparently nobody knows where the objects are. So that's the first way to perform free will. The second way, alright, to me, is you can perform it with 3 different objects, 3 clearly different objects, as is the case with Thy Will Be Done, right? A coin, a pen, and a watch. However, because they are 3 different objects, and you can clearly see that they are 3 different objects, then the performer needs to have some kind of visual impairment somehow, so that the routine will make sense. It is only when the spectator knows or feels that the performer is unable to see what happens, then the performer, verbally giving you instructions won't feel out of place, because apparently he can't see, so he doesn't know what you're doing. And I love the approach that Alexander has applied to this routine. In fact, this is exactly the way I perform for the first object, in Will to Read. So if you know Will to Read, that very first object, I also use this kind of a technique that Alexander describes, because I think that strengthens the effect and it makes more sense. So what you get when you purchase a Thy Will Be Done, I must say, the 1914, all their stuff that I've got so far is just so nicely packaged. I just don't feel like throwing the packaging away. Alright, it comes in a very nice looking gold foil printed envelope, and when you open the envelope, inside there'll be another envelope, again very nice looking gold foil printing. On it you will get the link and the password for the instructional video. And on the video, you will first see a full uncut performance of the effect by Alexander Marsh for another one of my idols, Louis Laval. And after that, Alexander will take you through the whole routine, the whole workings of the routine, the whole method behind the whole routine. He will take you through how to handle the watch as well, because there's one aspect that uses a method of Bev Bergeron. He will also discuss other ideas and also teach you a handling where no physical objects are used in the routine. Alright, and inside this envelope itself, you will get the cards. Now you don't just get one, you will get 2 of these cards. One will be a tarot sized card, and one will be a playing card sized card. Okay, so you have two to choose from depending on what you prefer. All right, quality wise, you know, they are printed on like bicycle stock quality kind of a cardstock, so they handle extremely well, they feel great, and they should last you for a really long time if you look after them. So what do I like about Thy Will Be Done, right? I think it's a really cool kind of a presentation for the free will effect. And personally for me as well, you know, being influenced in the past few years by performers such as Luc Germain, Louis Laval, and Scott Creasy, this effect came for me at a great time because of my increased interest in working with tarot. So already, you know, it uses a prop that I know I will enjoy using, and also a presentational angle that I know I will enjoy performing with. Also, you know, pocket management wise, it is just one card, you know, so it's just literally that thin. If you were to use the playing card sized one, just slide this into your wallet and you're ready to perform the effect anytime. Now, while it is a close-up effect, personally for me, it is not an effect that I would perform in a walk-around environment, you know, in a mix and mingle, pre-event, cocktail party kind of environment. Because I think, you know, in those kinds of environments, and I've had this conversation with RC Wind one time when he first came to Singapore in like 2014, and he told me this, and I totally agreed with it, is that in that kind of a cocktail, pre-event, close-up environment, you don't really have the opportunity to perform routines. You are mainly going to be performing climaxes. And to me, you know, this effect is not like that kind of a routine where it's just like one climax, you know, it's not like, I don't know, extreme burn, for example, right? Paper and then boom, you get money. It's not that kind of effect. So it needs space to kind of grow, and you need to have the right kind of atmosphere and delivery in order for it to have, to live up to its full potential, I think. I mean, personally, for me at least, I think it would be kind of not as effective or wasted on a, you know, an audience, a rowdy audience, you know, drinking and all that kind of stuff. That said, you know, hey, I'm sure there are some guys out there who can rock this effect in a close-up mingling environment. So if you're not sure yet, you know, you can just pick it up, give it a try, and see if that works for you. So that's all I have to say about Thy Will Be Done, all right? It's a very simple thing, all right? Lovely and simple. I think simplicity is always great. And the effect is as per what you see, all right? The only other thing I can say is that while it is very nice to have the kicker ending with the time on the watch, I would be comfortable, I think, performing the routine without that kicker. When I first got this, my initial magician thinking reaction was, you know, and I shared this with Alexander as well over on Instagram, and I think a couple of people have mentioned this idea as well, is that, you know, hey, we can use the Liam Montier's timeless watch together with this effect. After they announce the time, we show them that the time is correct, and then at the end, the hands on the watch disappear. Great effect. But after spending some time to think about it again, you know, and you know, after giving the routine the kind of space and prestige that it deserves, I might just ruin it with a magic kind of a ending. So I probably won't do that, you know, but all I want to say is I'm probably comfortable with performing the routine with or without the kicker ending. So if I were to see, I don't wear a watch, right? So if I do see a suitable watch that a spectator has, I probably can perform the kicker, you know, but if not, I'm comfortable performing it without that kicker. Alright, and that brings us to the end of another episode of Nick Tan Chats. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode. I have some more items that are left over that are not reviewed yet from Black Cat Magic, so I will try to do that episode really soon. So as always guys, stay safe, take care, keep enjoying your magic and mentalism, and I'll see you again on another episode of Nick Tan Chats.